Fox 9 Buzz starts right now.
Skin cancer, though, is the most common form of cancer in the U.S. as we think about our sunny days.
And while changes to our skin usually carry warning signs, there are some surprising places skin cancer can appear that are often overlooked. Here to talk about what we don't know about this deadly cancer is Dr. Thomas Amatruda from Minnesota Oncology at Abbott Northwestern Hospital. Nice to have you here.
Well, thank you,
welcome.
Alex and Tom. I think this is great that you're taking the time to talk about this just as the summer starts. And I think what people should know is don't be afraid of the sun, but just be cautious with it. Try not to have too much sun exposure. Don't sunbathe. Don't go to sun tanning booths. That's how to prevent skin cancers. You know, in answer to your question, most skin cancers occur on sun-exposed areas. The most common kind of cancers like basal cell, squamous cell, occur often on the face, on the arms. You may notice on your grandmother or grandfather that they have the little reddened areas on the skin. Those may be precancers for the more common kind of skin cancers, which are really the less dangerous kinds. Melanomas can appear anywhere. They don't seem to have the preference only to sun-exposed areas. They can appear on people's bottom. There even are melanomas that appear from inside the body, from pigmented areas inside the body. So the relationship
inside the body.
Yes,
Oh, that's surprising.
like in the eyeball, there are some pigmented cells in the eye, sometimes in the sinuses, very rarely. Most often on the skin, and most often, it's interesting, melanoma isn't just appearing where the sun hits most often. It's as if the sun stimulates a growth all over the body, which occasionally can lead to this rare skin cancer.
Yeah, are some people predisposed to skin issues and when it comes to skin cancer or that type of thing, depending on if they're fair complected, maybe blue eyes, versus I'm darker complected with brown hair and brown eyes?
That's a great question. Skin cancers are much more common in people who have very fair skin, and particularly red hair, especially if those people have a lot of sun exposure. So it's a combination of sun exposure, skin complexion, and probably genetic background. Some people are just predisposed to have moles, and their risk of skin cancer is much higher, and they need to take extra precautions. They need to be examined by their family or friends or by a doctor, depending on how many moles they have. And they need to pay attention to any mole that really changes.
Well, let's talk about the signs and the symptoms of skin cancer if we can. So what are the things that you should be looking for?
Probably the most important thing, Alex, is a mole which is just darker than others. It just looks different. It might be raised. It might be scaling. It might be calling attention to itself by itching or bleeding. It might be something that your family or your wife says, you know, that really has changed. Pay attention to that. And I think the changing mole is the thing that we pay attention to, and also for people to know that not all melanomas are the classic black dark ones. Some could be red or pink. So a mole that kind of persists or changes should be looked at by your doctor.
And the other kind you were talking about, the basal type,
yes,
those are pretty treatable for the most part?
They're all very treatable. They never spread. They sometimes can require quite a bit of surgery because they can bore deeply into the skin. But the dermatologists, dermatologic surgeons take very good care of those. The smaller they are, the easier they are to treat, of course.
Sure.
Okay, so is there anything new now in the treatment of skin cancer?
Yes, there's huge new things in melanoma treatment. It's been a very exciting time for us. Probably in the last 5 years, we've had approval of 4 or 5 completely new types of treatment for it. Treatments that target the immune system to fight it. We're going to hear soon about viruses that can attack it. These are for more advanced melanoma, so it's a very exciting time. We have now treatments for people who didn't have treatments before. For non-melanoma skin cancers, there was an interesting thing I heard about. There's a vitamin, just a health food vitamin called nicotinamide, that people can take that reduces the incidence of non-melanoma skin cancers. It was just one study that came out, but that may be something that'll change things if people can prevent those kind of skin cancers.
Good information. Well, thank you, Doctor.
Dr. Thomas Amatruda from Minnesota Oncology at Abbott Northwestern. A good conversation and things to think about as we enter the summer months.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.